The new SAT. Everyone's freaking out about it, but fortunately, you really don't need to. All the new SAT is really a simplified version of the ACT. So pretty much take the ACT, get rid of the science section, make the essay slightly different and have less time restraints or fewer time restraints, and you have the new SAT. The material is identical. The strategies you need are pretty much identical. The real difference between the new SAT and the ACT, aside from the lack of science and the slightly different essay, comes down to an issue of competitive timing. So on the ACT, you're going to have to deal with a blisteringly fast pace. It's really intense. For instance, the math section is just 60 problems, 60 minutes, go. And if you spend 6 minutes on one math problem, you are done. You have no time to reset and you're in a lot of trouble. The SAT allows you to go at a much more leisurely pace. You have way more time per problem, and because the format's exactly the same, it overall is a lot easier than the ACT. But here's the thing to remember. When it comes to the new SAT, you're going to be competing against students who take it who are also on the same scale as you as far as the score is concerned. So at first, it might seem really obvious, right? Wait, the ACT has harder timing, the new SAT has easier timing, I'll take that. But remember that everyone who takes the new SAT along with you is also going to have that easier timing, and you're graded compared to those students. So the biggest question to ask yourself is just this. Am I someone who can rock competitive timing? If you're someone who works quickly, you stay focused, you're really in the zone whenever you test, the ACT might be better because it'll give you a competitive advantage. You might be competing against students who don't have that insane, like totally crazy level of focus that you do. But if you're taking the new SAT and you realize that, I'm not that into really fast timing, I like to really think things out and, chew things over, then you want to take the new SAT because otherwise the ACT is just going to tear you apart. So when it comes to the new SAT, right, you have two math sections, you have one writing and language section, which is basically just an English grammar section, and you have reading as well as an optional essay. And when it comes to all of these sections, they're very straightforward. The old SAT was all about strategy and tactics. It was about logical reasoning problems and figuring out what you're being asked. The new SAT is nothing like that. It's way more straightforward. So pretty much you'll have an equation and it'll say solve it. You'll get a parallelogram with some stuff labeled and they'll say how long is this side, right? So if you know the facts, you're going to do well. And this is really the core of the new SAT. If you understand the material, if you can take the time to learn all of the math, all of the grammar, and if you can just get a little bit of experience with what it looks like, right? How the reading tests your knowledge, how they use graphs on the new reading section to test your understanding of the actual passage, you're going to do great. There's very little outside knowledge that you need to bring to the reading section, and there's no outside knowledge that you need to bring to the essay section. So really it's just know your grammar, know your math, and get a bunch of practice. The ultimate recommendation here is to grab a copy of the official ACT book, The Real ACT, and also grab a copy of the official new SAT College Board book, or just go online because they have these tests for free now, the same ones that are in the book. Compare them and see which one you like more. As far as the old SAT is concerned, that ship has sort of sailed. You have fewer than 3 months to prepare as of the time of recording this video, and each day that passes, you just have less and less time. So I really wouldn't recommend taking the old SAT unless you've seen it before, you love it, you have a huge preference for it, and you've already gotten some prep in. Otherwise, it's either the new SAT or the ACT. That's sort of the decision that you have to make. So just take a look at both tests and figure out which one do you like more. It's funny because I've never had a student who is neutral on this issue, right? Some students look at the ACT and they say, oh my gosh, this is disgusting, give me the new SAT, please, and vice versa. But you'll like one more. And honestly, what it comes down to is just picking the one you like more. You should not prep for two tests. You should maintain focus, you should focus your energies, and you should really be consistent in how you prep. So when it comes to the new SAT, first, grab the ACT book, take a look at some new SATs, and figure out which one you like more. If you're a faster tester, maybe the ACT is for you. If you're super focused, otherwise, you should probably take the new SAT because it's actually a lot simpler, and for most students, it's going to be a little bit easier to wrap your head around and deal with and a little bit less stressful. But honestly, the number one tip for the new SAT is grab some copies of the test, look at the material, and get started. There's not that much to learn, and because it's so ludicrously straightforward, if you just learn the math, you learn the grammar, you get some experience, you take a few practice tests, you study consistently, you're going to rock this thing. And that's really all there is to it when it comes to the new SAT.